So I just released a video about purchasing musical instruments on Amazon, ultimately asking the question, is Amazon a good place to buy an instrument? But while I was making that video, I realized it would probably also be helpful if I made a video about the online music retailers you can trust. So that's exactly what we're gonna do right now. To get us started, I would like to mention that all of these retailers that I'm about to mention are going to have little things about them that don't make them absolutely perfect, as lots of people have varying opinions about which of these stores are better than the other. But in the grand scheme of things, you are going to be able to trust all of these websites, unless they start doing shady things 10 years from now, in which I am not responsible for. With that being said though, the first retailer I would like to mention is Sweetwater. On this channel, the primary focus of my content is band and orchestra. And although Sweetwater has been around since the 1970s, they didn't start selling band and orchestra instruments until 2021. And in 2023, they even started a rental program that allows you to rent to own a band or orchestra instrument, where 100% of all payments go towards the purchase of that instrument. Regardless of that fact though, the Sweetwater website does offer a wide variety of instruments and accessories for both band and orchestra students, as well as people looking for guitars, keyboards, basses, audio equipment, etc. And even though they've only been selling band and orchestra instruments for a few years, they have definitely done the work and have elevated themselves to being one of the top retailers in that niche. Their customer service is also top-notch, and you are definitely going to be able to trust them when making a purchase. The next retailer I'd like to mention is Music and Arts, formerly known as Woodwind and Brasswind. Opposed to Sweetwater, the primary focus of Music and Arts has been band and orchestra instruments, although they do offer other instruments such as guitars, basses, and keyboards. If you are looking to rent an instrument for a beginning student though, they do also offer a rental program with pretty much the same exact terms as Sweetwater's. 100% of rental payments go towards purchase, and you can return or exchange at any time at no extra cost. In addition to their presence online though, they also have many brick and mortar locations, where if you're interested, they do offer private lessons based out of those physical stores. I don't personally live close to any of their stores and have never stepped foot in one, but this might be a good option if you do. Next on this list is the parent company of Music and Arts, and that's Guitar Center. Now, the obvious thing to say, which is why I'm saying it first, is that Guitar Center is more focused on guitars than they are band and orchestra. I know, I'm Captain Obvious over here. I mean, that's like saying Music and Arts' focus is music. However, just because their main focus is guitars doesn't mean they don't offer other products such as basses, drum sets, and keyboards. Their priority is just guitars. But they do offer a selection of band and orchestra instruments, mostly due to the fact of them owning Music and Arts, as those two entities share the same inventory. So if you are wanting to purchase or rent a band or orchestra instrument, I personally would just go over to Music and Arts or one of the other retailers on this list. Speaking of, the next retailer we have is Musician's Friend. And as far as purchasing band or orchestra instruments from them, I would say they are super similar to Guitar Center. Literally, Guitar Center owns Musician's Friend too. They do have band or orchestra instruments, it's just not their top priority. However, that doesn't automatically mean that Musician's Friend isn't a good or trustworthy retailer to purchase from, as on their website, and a lot of the other websites we've talked about so far, you are going to be able to find lots of the other accessories you might need as a musician. Things like music stands, audio equipment, etc. Moving on to the next retailer on this list, let's talk about Amazon. Now, I talked about this at length in my video about purchasing instruments on Amazon, but I do believe purchasing an instrument or accessories on Amazon is an okay thing to do, so long as you're paying attention to the brands of the product you're looking at. Is it better than purchasing on Sweetwater or Music and Arts? Maybe yes, maybe no. To me, that falls to the brands, personal preference, and what your determining factor is. I personally think the product selection is better on Sweetwater and Music and Arts, but it also might depend on what product you're looking at. Could you easily buy a music stand light, or any other accessory on Amazon? Yes, you can. And if you're price matching the product you're looking at and the better deal is on Amazon, I would absolutely go for it. All right, just real quick, I would like to rapid fire a couple of other retailers that have a more specialized niche than band or orchestra, but certainly deserve a place on this list. First, for any of your percussion needs, I would definitely recommend Steve Weiss Music. They have a fantastic selection, and I personally buy most of my percussion equipment from them. Second, I have heard many great things about Kraft Music, which is more focused on pianos, and they do not offer any band or orchestra instruments. Alright, I'm curious to hear from all of you. Do you have any other recommendations of retailers that you have purchased from? Do you disagree with one of the ones that I put on this list? Put your thoughts in the comments down below. Ultimately, I believe these are all trustworthy and reputable places to purchase any equipment, accessories, or instruments you might need. Although, if you are a student who is just beginning on their musical journey in band or orchestra, I would first go check out your local school music dealer that your school most likely partners with about their rental and other purchase options. But hey, if you want to go deeper into what instrument brands you should avoid and which ones are reputable, then make sure you click or tap the screen to watch that video. And I will see you in the next video.